Welcome to another day of our Christmas countdown on Ellie's Hidden Gems. Today we're going to try a typical dish to this region in Germany. What do you think it is? But first we have to go buy it. Tell me a little bit about what you know about the dish.
So this is something that I was actually introduced to at my job as like a breakfast item, and it's quite, I guess, common in this area, but only in this area.
This will also be my first time trying the dish. I've been waiting for this for like 2 years. So I'm excited, and you get to be there too.
After you.
Any ideas what we have yet? I'm so excited.
Here we go.
The best thing about living in Germany, in my opinion, is the bread. It tastes so delicious that when we buy it that day, we eat like, Lucas can go through like this whole loaf in a day, and I love eating the ends of the bread with butter. It does not taste the same on the second day. It still tastes good, but it's the best fresh.
Okay, if you haven't figured it out, which if you're from America, you probably never will, today we're having Mett, which basically means that we are having raw meat for breakfast. This is a very like Ruhrpott type breakfast, but it's very good. And I can understand if you're like nauseous or feel weird about the idea of eating raw pork or raw beef on bread for breakfast, but it's actually quite good. You put salt and pepper on it, and it's basically like everything you need. Technically, the dish involves putting like sliced onions on it, like small slivers of onions, but me and Ellie hate onions, at least raw onions, so we're not doing that. We just have our good old salt and pepper for seasoning. It's very delicious.
And so normally for Mett, you also get like these typical rolls that the bakery sells. and they were warm when we got them. They're so delicious. But I love pretzel buns, so it's called like a Laugenbrötchen. So it's Laugen is like the type of dough they use, and so I'm going to try it with this. I'm excited.
Are you nervous?
No, I'm confident.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We would also like to take this moment to say, throw a thumbs up down below if you like this video and tell the algorithm something good is happening here on this channel. Also add a comment. Maybe you've had Mett, maybe you haven't had Mett, maybe you like it, maybe you would like to try it. Let us know. We're interested to find out. And definitely subscribe, because we'd love to have you back and seeing more of our videos in the future.
So this is Ellie's first time, but the first time I had it was at work with some coworkers. And they told me in advance like what we're going to be eating, and I was so like shocked about eating raw pork that I was like convinced that they must mean it's like salami, and I kept asking like, so it's like salami though, right? Like it's like cured meat and stuff, and they basically kept telling me no, and I kept telling myself no, they just don't understand what I'm asking. And I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have taken a bite if I hadn't convinced myself that it was truly like not raw. It took like 2 months later when I finally like realized that they really meant it's raw. But it is good.
Were you like, did they offer it to you a couple times and then you had it like a few times after, or did you eat it from the start?
No, I tried it like on the first time. I just didn't put like a lot on my bread, and at first because I don't know, it's very American. I was so worried about being raw that I like felt kind of sick about doing it, but I really wanted to try it. And so I just kept telling myself I didn't understand them. And so most people get Mett like fresh from the meat counters like you saw. You can also get it at restaurants and stuff for morning breakfasts and things of that nature. And you can also get it kind of like pre-packaged, but most people don't care for it that way. It doesn't taste as good. They like it fresh. But if you get it fresh, then you have to eat it like that day. You can't wait. If you get it and then you still have leftovers until the next day, you shouldn't eat it anymore. You should cook it and make it into like meatballs, a meatloaf, a hamburger, something. Like, they only trust it for the day. It's supposed to be very fresh.
So the beef isn't seasoned, so you're supposed to put like salt and pepper on it, but like, I'm gonna be needing a lot. Right.
So that was Mett. Ellie, tell us your thoughts, because you're the fresh person here.
The fresh person. I think Mett was good. I didn't really have any expectations. I wasn't afraid of eating it. I guess because I know so many other people eat it and they don't have problems with it. And it's not like it was particularly just raw meat. Like it's special, like it's only made in that day. It's not like the typical hamburger you buy at the grocery store. So I wasn't concerned about having it. I think it also tasted really good. I definitely like the Schweinemett better than the Rindertartar. I don't know if that's because it's seasoned. It also had a different taste, sort of, but I definitely liked that. And I also liked having butter on my bread. Lucas?
Well, obviously, I've had this numerous times, and I really do enjoy it. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't be trying it. So, if you ever find yourself in North Rhine-Westphalia in Germany, and more specific to like Ruhrgebiet area, which is like Dortmund,
Bochum, like the
Essen.
huge mining area.
Yeah, it's kind of just like a strip. Like goes like east to south from like Duisburg to Dortmund.
Along the Ruhr River?
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe along the Ruhr River. We'll let you know.
But yeah, generally in this area, you can easily find the meat at any grocery store with the meat counter. You can find the bread at literally any bakery that you run into anywhere. And you can even find it at lots of cafes. It's primarily a breakfast thing, so that's most ideally when you should get it. If you're anywhere else in Germany, you might find it, but my understanding is a lot of other Germans from the rest of the country think this dish is kind of weird. But it really is enjoyable. So you should definitely give it a try if you ever make it here.
Goodbye! Mark, do you cheers with coffee?
I don't know. But we do.
Okay.
It's hot though.